Yeah, I'm Nikki Patan, and I am a Black femme presenting person with closely cropped hair against a multicolored blue and gold background, sitting in an orange armchair with blue, sky blue and brown earrings and a blue and white striped shirt and a little bit of lip gloss because I like my life shiny. I'm gonna just read one poem tonight and then likely dip out because I have a very squirrely 7-year-old on my hands tonight. So I just wanna, before I read this poem, I just wanna thank both Chanel and Ona for hosting tonight. Thank y'all so much for that labor and for representing Surviving the Mic so beautifully. I also wanna thank the network for having Surviving the Mic as part of this incredible conference. We are super honored and humbled to be included as part of what is happening over the next couple of days. So thank you for giving us that space. And lastly, I just want to thank everybody who is going to be reading and sharing tonight. You choosing to share your lived experiences and your creative expressions of that is truly an act of generosity and bravery, and we are deeply, deeply appreciative. So no further ado, I'm going to read this poem. This is called Surviving Something. According to some Black folks, Black survivors of sexual and domestic violence brought it on themselves, followed up by vigorous insistence that not all Black people are like that. The good Black people, the respectable Black people are absolutely not like that, darling. They're fierce, they're elegant, brilliant, successful, educated Black excellence, not somebody's survivor, not somebody's victim, not somebody black-eyed, baleful, bodily integrity violated, being forced to endure for pleasure, profit, plantations, power, reduced to producing for the very bottom of lines. Such pride we take in those who have managed to adjust to the sickness of this society. We diagnose us who chafe against toxicity, who lack medicine to make peace with iniquity as not all there. Ghetto hood, ratchet, ignorant ass Negroes, bitter, angry Black baby mama, thugged out thought crackheads who just don't want to do no better, is not all of us are like that yet. I am one of those, a survivor and a Black. I am the talented 10th out of 10th person I know to be raped, choked, punched, slapped, kicked, bitten, lied to, cheated on and with, mercilessly molested, abandoned, fallen through dirty dozens of cracks, roses pounding against concrete, trampled by pampered feet. We exist here and there across spans of genders, sexualities, sizes, classes, abilities, and accessibilities, ages, on stages, pages, and classrooms, courtrooms, corporate boardrooms, church choirs, and trap houses, surviving in the blur of intersectional invisibility. All surviving something in between lines of Black which intersect all, great grid of universe woven tight with Black matter, how it holds the weight of gravity without backbreaking Black. Blowing breezes, sweet Black and mild, surviving nothing to live for with wielding wind, gone ballistic, ripping Black from the land, stripping blood from backs that were always strapped. Always strapped. We still haven't come back from that. Trauma snaking through DNA, we time travel, conduits branded into our ribonucleic, rivers carrying everything in its streams, Black watery schemes, rippling serene, lapping surface, muting screams of those who just didn't make it. Those who did can't shake the hatred. We are neither post-racial or post-traumatic when present day Black lives still don't matter, stay splattered across concrete police cars, foster care headlines, stress disordering our everything. Can't you see? You're surviving something just like me. You may have never seen yourself bloody with grief of someone else's cruelty born of their own lack of healing. You may have never looked broken. Skin always touched with love. But something, what you are is Black. Something has laid you low, made you bend and carry what was not yours. Not so different from me, from the least of these. All of us surviving something. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nikki. Always love that piece. Really appreciate you speaking truth to the complexities of respectability politics within the Black community, surviving a multitude of harms. I love that line, adjusting to the sickness of the society, which is such a powerful recognition that individuals are diagnosed for having normal, healthy responses to abnormal and unhealthy conditions. So very powerful. Thank you. Up next, we have Moonsess, who said that recording is okay. Moonsess is going to be performing Soft Currents. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Moon Sess.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
7 years I've had, 7 years of bad luck, and I'm just fine. Happiness, I find happiness in the wrong places every time. My fate is at the hands of my mistakes, and that's all right. Oh, the tears I've shed, love, and I'm still crying. Happiness, I find happiness in the wrong places every time. My fate is at the hand of my mistakes, and that's all right. My fate is at the hands of my mistakes without you trying. My fate is at the hand of my mistakes, and that's all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's give her love, everyone. That was beautiful. I mean, so beautiful. And my fate is at the hand of my mistakes. The voice, the way you sung it, it was so fitting to the words. It was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Christina. Next up, we have Zan for girls who text me when they get home. Zan, are you there? Okay, Zan might not be there, so we're gonna go around, and if Zan gets here and you know Zan or you see them pop up, just let us know and we will call Zan back up. Next, we're gonna have Deanna Rodriguez with Story. So if she is here, just unmute yourself and go right along. Okay. Miss Diana is not here. Well, we're gonna move it right along to the next person. Do we have Valerie Timon White with Val, the Child poem? I'm sure somebody is searching through this for me as I go to the next person. Vicky Wickner. Y'all done seen me mess up. Wicker.
I'm here.
Thank you, because I done messed up everything tonight. With the Black Road. Hi,
Yes.
Vicky.
Hi.
Thank you for sharing.
And you can record me if you want. And I changed the title to The Night Blue back road. A light rain passed and the world smelled of ozone, young and volatile. And the road looped incoherent through farm and forest before it licked the stingy shores of Lake Canadarago, where I asked him to stop. Please, please stop. Let me take a picture. But he didn't blink or slow until I caressed the faint blue beat in the crook of his long, mean arm. It was the luminous hour lit from within, so magical that the pictures I took were ruined by the glow. Still, I wanted to be there. I wanted to be free, to breathe that blue pine air. At the lake, my man idled in his blue Lincoln, sucking his smoke, squinting, calculating. Let's be honest. I was too old to be drinking wine from a ball jar. I was too old to be riding shotgun, too old to be seen in his powder blue yacht with its muffler attached by a hanger wire. But there I was. And I'd learned fast that all my upstate lovers enjoy a drink with their driving, and we all smoke American Spirit cigarettes. That night lurched, the beat of it a blur. It was the luminous hour. Sangria at midnight in a blue bar, the bartender, best bartender, the way he sliced thick-skinned oranges with care. Hadn't we smoked weed upstairs with a friend of a friend? Sangria by blue glass, sangria by blue pitcher. My man, drunk, was a danger. The way his mind stopped breathing, the way it turned to rock, to flint, to the edge of a homemade axe. I don't know when I stopped breathing, expanding, growing, evolving. On days when he was gone, on days when he was blue smoke up someone else's outskirts, on those days I could breathe, as if I was another woman, a wise woman, and he was just something wild to tame, if I could just get it right. It's the luminous hour, the night's blue back road swims in sangria, and he punches his car past 100. Maybe it's something I said. But looking back, I know he's already made a decision, and I'm just a flickering blue star praying for my life to be my life once more. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Vicki. That was really beautiful. I loved your crafting of words, the use of alliteration and assonance, vivid colors and repetition. You could really feel it. The night felt magical until it was a danger. And I definitely, resonate with that. People feeling responsible, right? Maybe it's something I said when he punches his car past 100. And it's a turn. It's not what we're expecting, right? The way that sentence ends. I love that ending with, I'm just a flickering blue star praying for my life to be my life once more. Thank you so much. So next up, we're going to have, please correct me if I say this wrong. Is it Kaylee or Kali?
Kaylee.
Kaylee, excellent, thank you so much. So next up we have Kaylee. She's performing a poem called March 8th, 2019, and has said that recording is okay. So Kaylee, please take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a very short poem I call March 8th, 2019. The sun had set at this point. I laid on a beach in a southern country I'd never seen. The ocean gifting me some sense of feeling, wrapping me with its tasteful breeze. The stars decorating the sky clearer than anything the United States had ever let me see. I laid by my girls as they laughed and chattered beside me. No service conversations, but I still could not sense or contribute any words. I was paralyzed. I couldn't voice my sense of awe, and tears rushed down my face, but I couldn't lift my hands to wipe them away. And sand was in my eyes, burning like hot stones in my smile creases, and I was itchy and hurting from the mosquitoes fighting over me. And inaudibly, I said, I am done letting my assault define me and my story. So this was it, March 8th, 2019. This is where I let go of the girl who had compassion for everything but herself. I felt the ocean take her away. I couldn't even say goodbye to her. All I could do was lay.
Wow. That was so amazing. Oh my goodness. And you said it was something short, but it was so involved and deep. Like I'm sitting here on the edge of my seat, like, what okay, what's going on? What is happening? And to shed your old self, to shed in the ocean, it was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. That was a great piece. That was a great piece.
Yeah.
Thank you. So next we have Stephanie Stacks with a slam poem, and she says it is okay to record her.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. This is actually called Onion. Peeling my onion. Try as you may, try as you might, it's been quite a fight. Hell was my life. The true role nourishment played in yesterday and today, a triumph for sure, but so much endured. Childhood trauma, adolescent too, I did not choose this pain, but it made me insane. So I turned to what I adored. A kind grandmother who fostered creative expression through food, a place to be free, exploring the deep places of me through color, texture, flavor you see. My connection burned at the core, but what was in store were eating disorders, physical illness from the torment that was eating me through and through. Looked at constantly like a buffoon, but at the age of 16, a summer job cooking in a health food cafe, taught how to eat clean. Dirty I was from the trauma received. So my quest for pure ingredients, healthy food, true nourishment was the only way to shout from the life that was eating away from inside to out. It opened the doors to so much more. Books read, therapy, doctors, healers seen. I feverishly learned an incredible support system, creating new seams, bigger dreams in store. Food investigated, cooking explored, vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian too, macrobiotics and more. I grew, doing all this stuff way before it was cool. My anti-inflammatory purist regime in moderation, it seems, plus gluten-free for almost 18 is what keeps me healthy from all this disease. Physical and emotional, no different, you see. Autoimmune, kidneys, parathyroid, it seems, more story to tell. My diagnostic hell, I'd rather not dwell. So culinary school, a master's in nutrition too, healing, yes, but pain still stuck like glue. I continued to blame myself for all that I couldn't be, accepting the reality of trauma you see is too hard to swallow. I didn't want to wallow. So I locked myself in a room to write what the fork and folded into creating food truth uncorked. I thought it could be something to release me, helping others you see, my own healing plea. So I bring to my work the offerings I have learned to help others along the way turn into their grave. Food can help heal if we know what to do. It worked for me. I'm living proof. I walk each day, standing tall, managing illness, feeling clean. So I scream, welcome to me and the truth behind my book, a labor of love and pain. There's so much to gain from my journey, my writing, my love and energy to you. Take one small thing away from what I do and perhaps it will help you. I am no judge of others, just here to share my truth. Given these kitchen clogs to walk in, I wear them with pride and walk side by side with people who want to express what's inside, take care of themselves, like I tried my entire life. It kept me alive, learning how to nourish inside. My onion, slicing and dicing the layers back like a culinary hack until I realized the key was about gently cutting
and peeling towards to get to the center so life could be better, I realize it was never me. Releasing the story you see a pinnacle for sure allows me to be free. I can truly help more. So if you want to heal your relationship with eats, it could be a start to open up your heart. It's about love, community. So come cook with me. Learn how to nourish thee. As a woman and mother, heart, mind, and palms open, I'm humbly here to help you peel your onion.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. That really resonated me, especially how trauma and pain are so connected to consumption, to our health, to our relationship with food. Food can help heal if we know what to do. And it's a labor of love and pain. Those internal and ending rhymes are kind of like linguistically peeling back an onion, which is really beautiful. As we get into our last three poets who signed up, I do want to do just a quick roll call and see if folks are here, because I don't see everyone's names, but I know people might have a different pen name than their Zoom name. Rochelle, Heather, and Hannah. Are any of you here? If you could just drop in the chat that you're here, I would greatly appreciate that. And if there are folks who we didn't hear from, Zan, Diana, if you have joined us late, I can't see everyone in my Zoom window, but if you just let me know, we'll be sure to get you up on the reading list. While we're doing that, I'd like to invite you all to join me in a mindfulness exercise. And so I'd like to do just a moment of Annapurna meditation. Feel free to turn off your camera for this moment if you want to do that, but also feel free to leave your camera on. You can close or open your eyes, focus on something distant, whatever feels right to you. So as you become present and mindful, don't change your breath, just observe the sensation of air on your upper lip as you breathe in and out. So just observe as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Is the air warm? Is it cool? Is it powerful? Is it delicate? Is it steady? Or is it changing? Just take a moment and feel your breath, this life force entering and exiting your nostrils, exiting and entering your body. There's no need to change your breath, but you're in complete control of that. Being mindful, being present, knowing that you're breathing. Feeling that sustain your body. And then as you come back into the space, feel free to blink your eyes open. Go ahead and get a good stretch if you'd like. And then I invite you to turn your cameras on again, if that feels good to you. So I want to do another quick check-in. I didn't see anything in the chat about the poets who had signed up, and I know a number of people might not have been able to make it. So if you are in the call and you signed up, I would say final call. If you'd like to drop your name in the chat, let us know that you're here with us and you'd like to perform. And if you have not signed up, but you participated in the writing workshop with Nikki and Mojde, if you feel called to perform something, if you could drop into the chat your name, pronouns, and the piece that you'd like to share, or what kind of piece. Is it a poem? Is it a song? Is it a dance? If you could just drop that into the chat. I'll give just a moment if people feel called to share something in this community today. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Erin. So Erin is going to share a letter or poem called Basta, which means enough. So if you could join me in giving a warm, warm welcome to Erin. Thank you so much for rising to this and sharing something that you hadn't expected or planned to share with us today. So thank you so much. We're looking forward to it.
The title of my poem is Ya Basta, or Basta, and this is kind of like a letter. Listen closely and listen good. I'm no longer afraid of you. Each day I grow stronger, and I can breathe better. I'm gathering the tools to protect my body, my mind, my soul. I finally gained the freedom I deserve. I will no longer cower, nor will I lower my voice. I'm creating distance to build myself up, to make it difficult for others to tear me down. I'm building my support so that I am no longer alone. I belong to a new generation in this family that does not follow old, archaic, machista norms. We are independent, but also stronger together. We are built different, for which we carry the generations of abuse done to our mothers, grandmothers, and ancestors. And to this I say no more, no más. We are done. Estamos hartas.
Oh my goodness. Erin, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I felt you giving yourself and sharing yourself with us with that piece. And I just want to say that I am so glad that you are standing up, that you are speaking up, that you are being who you need to be to stand up and speak for yourself, and that you're calling for unity, for us to do it together. That, thank you so much. And in fact, I want to thank all of you all for sharing with us, because I know that you're giving us a piece of yourself. Thank you so much, Erin. Whew. Next, we have Luis. I'm sorry if I'm butchering people's names. Please correct me. I hate saying people's names wrong. I really do. She has a few short poems, and we're going to hear from you. I'm supposed to give out a little introduction that says her poetry is mixed with something, but I'm gonna let her do it. So
Thank you. It's loose.
Luz.
Yes. And it's I write in Spanglish. I mix Spanish and English in my language, just because I was raised talking Spanish, and I learned English when I was in 3rd grade. So a lot of my poetry mixes both, and my favorite poets write the same way. And so, yeah, no, it's kind of like a declaration against like I went to journalism school and I was always told that I couldn't do that. Like I had to stick with English. And I was like, fuck you guys, I'm not gonna do journalism no more. So I'm a writer. I want to start with a piece that I wrote when I was really happy with someone. And then kind of go into a couple other poems that I wrote after. The title of this poem is called Gay Thoughts, gay as in happy. I close my eyes on my most anxious days when I can't think straight. I escape back to my homeland, sitting on the sand, talking to the Pacific, to be specific. My piel soaking in the warm sun, or I think of being a niñita, mom's picking me up. She Smelled of Eternity by Calvin Klein. I transport myself to La Piedad, Michoacán, drinking jugo out of a bag. People watching at the plaza, chiflando with the pajaritos. I'm reading a book at Harrison Park. It's always warm here, in your arms, 5 days apart. Swimming in Lake Michigan, warm water in September. Places I've fallen in love remind me to love again. When I can't think straight, I think of you. This is the next poem. Like a mariposa, hesitant to stay put, mis alas no se cansan. Desde Michoacán hasta el corazón de Chicago, it's always cold here in your arms. I look out the window, veo el paraíso, agua azul, sol calientito, like the place I call home. Qué lindo es volar, alas at last. And that one was called Alas at Last. Alas like wings. And I think this will be my last one. Por la mañana en un domingo prendí la tele para distraerme de una profunda tristeza. Con ironía me sentí mejor, watchando el fútbol, como dad y madre tanto amaban. I felt warm inside, reminiscing on the one hobby you both loved separately. No quiero ir a ningún lado. Quiero estar triste y ver el fútbol, acordándome de otros tiempos. Me imagino que era igual para ustedes. Recordar un amor compartido. Ya nada es como antes. That's it. Thanks, y'all.
Well, thank you so much, Luz. I really appreciated that. It was so beautiful the way you use language, using consonants and, and weaving them in together, and it builds to a crescendo and then moving into the next piece. I loved especially the part about swimming in Lake Michigan, warm water in September. Places I've fallen in love remind me to love again. I think that's so relatable for many Chicagoans. And it paints such a beautiful image of our city as a place to love, even when that love has been lost or has led to hurt. Thank you. And so we are going to move into our feature, which is Surviving the Mic Poets. We'll be closing you out for today. And before I call up Chanel, I'd like to do another mindfulness activity. So I would invite you all to join me. Again, feel free to turn your cameras off if that feels comfortable. If not, feel free to leave them on. And so we're going to take a moment to just sit in stillness. And so I'm going to invite you to observe the sensations around you. So feel free to keep your eye, well, for the first part, you'll have to keep your eyes open. For the second two pieces, you can close your eyes if that feels good to you. So I'd like for you to count 3 things that you can see near you. Anything can be near or far. What are the colors? What are the textures? 3 things, just fix on them, observe them, move to the next one. Count 3 things that you can smell. Where are they coming from? Don't judge them as good or bad smells, just observe 3 things that you can smell right now. There might be one strong smell, but they're going to be subtler smells that are around you in the air. And then count 3 things that you can feel. It could be the chair against your back, your toes on the floor, the air on the hairs along your arm, the sensation of your tongue touching the roof of your mouth. So go ahead and count those things. 3 things that you can see, 3 things that you can smell, 3 things that you can feel. And that's a grounding activity that can be helpful if feeling disassociation or just wanting to practice present mindfulness. And so as you wrap that up, I invite you to turn your cameras back on if that feels good to you. I'm very excited about this next performer, a member of the Surviving the Mic team, someone I've had the honor and privilege of co-hosting with today, someone who is a valued member of the team and an amazing poet, facilitator, workshopper in her own right. Chanel is an author, a poet, a speaker, advocate, and a facilitator who bears her soul to heal yours. Great, now I'm getting tongue-tied. Chanel bears her soul to heal yours. Please welcome Chanel and join me in giving a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that awesome introduction. It's rubbing off on you. It's rubbing off the tongue tightness. Thank you all for having me and letting me have the space to share with you. Never in my life have I been so disrespected. Here I thought we were in this loving relationship. My rose-colored glasses have been broken. My trust and dedication have been stolen. The words you screamed at me, each one stings. What would your mother say to hear those most horrible things? The words flew out of your mouth and ripped the veil of my femininity. I was hurt and scorned by your lack of masculinity. But then you took it past too far. You balled up your fist and hit me. You held me with blows as I dropped to my knees. How quickly you switched left me in complete shock. Oh, how low have you stooped, my supposed rock? Made in the image of God, then sent straight to hell inside this horrible place that you made me dwell. You hurt my heart, but more importantly, you scorched my soul, making me feel as if I'm not whole. My already tattered faith in men has totally been obliterated by your actions. Sometimes, instead of dealing with it, I find distractions. The saddest part about this is you have no regrets for what you've done. You walk around with your chest out like a blaze, hotter than the sun. And some little boy is going to learn to glorify you. Go through life with a short-lit fuse. The fate of our world has mistakenly been placed in your hands because you think you have all the right plans. Every time we look to you, you failed us once again. I wonder how this horrible behavior even began. You should be ashamed, but instead, you wear it as a badge of honor. It's the women in your life that you dishonor. There's no one to protect us from you because so many of our men have failed, and too many of our boys will never become men. This is why I sit constantly with tears, trying to figure out what to do, because even though I want to love a man, I'm afraid of loving you. So that's the first piece. The next piece It's called Follow Your Heart. I'm losing my heart. It's walking, no running, away from me, picking up its knees to chest. Aerodynamic it is with the wind traveling around it at top speed. I'm losing my heart again. I can't blame it though. I would run away too if someone I knew would subject me to the amount of pain and torment my poor heart had to endure. I'm so sorry, heart. Please come back. I thought I put him through a rigorous test this time. I thought I was doing the right thing this time. I thought it was safe this time to give you my heart, to give you my heart, my most prized possession, to someone who would help protect you, only for you to be smashed in his hands, thrown on the floor, and kicked under the table when you didn't fit his agenda. I now know that even as you run towards safety, knees to chest, and I beg for you to come back to me, that this isn't the first time this has happened. And if I don't change something soon, it won't be the last. I'm so in love with love that I often fall for fool's gold and neglect love's home. Even when I attempt to keep my heart safe, I'm left picking up the pieces. I look around at my life filled with turmoil and strife, then to my broken heart, fleeing the pain, and I stop, begging it not to leave. Instead, I ask it to wait as I cut myself from the grips of mistrust, manipulation, and misery. I pick up my crown, step over the shell of my last relationship. Then I join my heart, running knees to chest. Every step I take is one to improve my outlook and self-esteem. I gain discernment and strength as the air whips around me. I fix my crown as I leave my pain for promise. That's that piece. Thank you guys so much for letting me share. I appreciate you very, very much so. I have to bounce back. Hold on. I asked Anya to step in while I bounce back for a second.
Thank you so much, Chanel. I want to call out some quotes from that piece. Sometimes instead of dealing with it, I find distraction. You walk around with your chest out, ablaze, hotter than the sun, already tattered faith in men. I fix my crown as I leave my pain for promise. I thought I was safe this time. Those are just some of the quotes that people are calling out in the chat. Really, really powerful piece. Thank you, Chanel.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all for giving me the space and seeing what I share and receiving it. So it is my great honor to introduce the next feature poet from Surviving the Mic. You may have heard of her as my co-host, Miss Onya, and we're going to tell you a little bit about her. So Onya is a writer, artist, educator, and restorative justice practitioner. Woo, I got it! Their work explores the intersection between social identities, building solidarity between movements, and the personal as political. Now, they use storytelling as a grassroots organizing, oral history, and personal narrative that are the tools to build community and solidarity. She is an amazing writer, amazing speaker, amazing person to work with on Surviving the Mic that has opened their arms to welcome me as a new team member. And I would like to introduce to you again, Ms. Onya, as she comes to us with her words.
Thank you much, Chanel, for that warm welcome. Again, my name is Ona. I'm very excited to be with you all today, and I'll be doing 2 pieces. Show me a man who has never pushed when someone said no, who has never covered up violence, who has never sheltered an abuser, who has never been so afraid to face the truth that he turned his back. Show me a man who has never made of someone soft an inanimate thing by ignoring voice or choice or humanity, who has never seen a body as an object to own, who has never seen a mind as a barrier to break. Show me a man who has never let his friend take the drunk home, who has never lied about past relationships, his partner, the last time he was tested, who has never covered for a friend caught in these lies. Show me a man who doesn't brag about sex with partners who wouldn't say the same. Show me a man who doesn't see Asian or Latina or Black or Middle Eastern and think of our mouths as spices to taste. Our bodies are not a trip down the ethnic aisle at the grocery store. You cannot sample us. Show me a man who notices when someone needs a ride home or needs someone to interrupt unwanted advances or an alibi or a safe place, but doesn't get angry when a survivor did not accept these things, who doesn't blame a survivor for someone else's actions. Show me a man who doesn't ask, why didn't she leave? But instead, why didn't he love? Show me a man who doesn't take it personally when a woman puts up her guard around him. Show me a man who doesn't make excuses when his advances are unwanted, who doesn't say, I was just trying to be polite, don't flatter yourself, when rejected, who doesn't say, you're ugly anyway, when catcalls solicit scowls. Show me a man who understands Captain Save-A-Ho deserves a dishonorable discharge, who respects sex work with as much ferocity as he abhors sex trafficking. Show me a man who knows the difference. Show me a man who has never forged the past into battle axe out of anger at someone he's supposed to love. Show me a man, gay or straight, who doesn't think his opinion of a woman's body is needed. Show me a man who has never responded with interrogation when gifted the opportunity to listen. Show me a man who has never stayed neutral, when neutral means staying silent instead of saying, I believe you. When neutral means not admitting fault, when neutral means you get to bump to the same music, read the same books, pay the same artists, watch the same movies, laugh at the same jokes, tailgate the same playoffs, attend the same classes, vote for the same politicians, and never change your mind. This is not a call out, this is a call in. Survivors are not just sisters, mothers, daughters, sons, girlfriends, boyfriends, cousins. Survivors are human beings. Abusers are brothers, fathers, sons, daughters, boyfriends, girlfriends, cousins. When you say boys will be boys, how are you defining boy? To condone boys will be boys is to condemn men. Boys are 30% more likely to flunk or drop out than girls. 1 in 20 boys experience abusive sexual experiences before age 18, but are even less likely than girls to report it. We teach men that carelessness is confidence, but a carefree man is liberated by a clear conscience. 80% of violent crime arrests are men. 80% of people arrested for offenses against families and children are men. 90% of convicted murderers are men, while 86% of homicide victims aged 10 to 24 years old are boys. How can you let a man poison himself with toxicity? How can you let someone squeeze into a definition so narrow it's suffocating? Love without accountability doesn't add up. How can you love someone while denying his capacity for love? Do you not believe men capable of being better than everything mentioned in these lines? Who really hates men? When you say, I'm one of the nice guys, who are you comparing yourself to? Who have you allowed to burn so that their smoke would screen your intentions? Love men by believing they are capable of so much more than our shelter allows them to be. Show me a man who has chosen to grow instead of growl, and I will show you a feminist, an ally, someone with a backbone, a real man. What does it take to teach a community to hold him accountable, to hold him when he's too afraid to admit he's afraid? Real men transcend the confines of violence, release the pressure of repression before it explodes. To atone is to be at one with those you have harmed, at one with your inner being, at one with your community. What does it take to teach a community to hold a man from every side?
Look, I'm not I'm not even finna play with you right now. This is oh my god, I got last. Hold on. I got last. Our mouths as spices to taste. Come on. The imagery. Oh, we are not something to be sampled. The map. Look, look. If you say I'm a nice guy, who are they comparing themselves to? The one that got me was, well, you just ugly anyway. Whoop, it didn't put me in some places. Oh my God, I was there with you every step of the way. I was writing notes. Y'all know it takes me 50,000 years to write anything down. So yes, it was great. The way you flipped it, I really like that the focus was on not only men that do negative things, but the perception of men, and what about the men that aren't doing negative things, as well as you put in about the abuse for the boys and all of that. I think it's great. I'm always interested in not only surviving traumas for women, who we tend to focus on, or femme, who we tend to focus on because a lot of us fit into that category, but also focusing on that trauma and abuse happens to other sides of the coin, right? So that was great. So I'm gonna turn it back over to you, Anya, so you can do your thing. But that was great.
Thank you so much. Much appreciated. My last piece is called Epitaph for the Living. What indulgence to have hobbies instead of battles. What reverence for name to be mouthful, not bite-sized chunks, gummed gristle. What satisfaction to chew what if without bitter aftertaste. What liberation to be bold in moonlight, not shrink from slinking indigo shadows. What license to know body as fortress, not forfeit or barter. What simplicity to be more than a name, to settle into draping arms, grow into your sagging belly, smile stretched across the constellation of your teeth. What immunity to meet fear the moment heart stops and not its reverse, to find respite only in rest. What ease to grow old, then forgetful, instead of remembered as potential. What contentment to deteriorate, watch the next generation outpace you, outgrow you. Students teach you instead of saying your name. What luxury to be wrong instead of dead. What freedom to ask yourself how you want to be remembered instead of becoming activist in death, instead of becoming martyr with last breath. What joy to be remembered for what you say in life instead of your last words. And so as I'm closing, I have the great honor and privilege of introducing our final Surviving the Mic poet performer of the evening. Mojde Stokely is the Director of Media and Strategic Partnerships at Surviving the Mic, one of our core team members. Mojde is the front woman of Radiant Devices, an amazing band, the Afronaut, and founder of Social Practice Labs, which is a community of social practice artists, activists, and really people who are keeping Chicago going, truly doing some amazing mutual aid work that is sustaining our communities, sustaining Chicago, people who might be left behind by other resources that are available. And so it's my great privilege and honor to hand off the mic to our final performer of the evening. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mojde Stokely.
Thank you, Ona. Y'all are the best. You and Chanel held it down tonight. Yeah, you guys really held a wonderful space. So thank you. Thank you both for your energy and your kindness this evening, and your leadership in mindfulness exercises and your joyful laughter this evening. I've really appreciated it. All right, so I will read two poems. One of them is sort of, I'll just give a tiny preface, sort of born out of the idea of the plea deal in our legal system. As we know, in our legal system, there's one population of people most targeted disproportionately and often, which is Black men mostly, and often coerced into plea deals. And in the plea deal process, which is to like say you're guilty whether or not you are, just to agree to it for a lower sentence, right? And part of that process is giving a statement or a testimony in front of a judge, basically making that statement, again, regardless of whether or not it's true. It's like, it's a compromise to get a lower sentence. And so I've been thinking, I've written a handful of pieces that are sort of, what would the plea deals be for different identities that I at times stand within. This is testimonies for the plea deals of willing scapegoats. 1, the teacher. Make me uninvited guidance. These children will not be weeded. I showed them how to dandelion their way into better schools, posing as flowers. Make me honey maker, noble protector, leave my stinger in their flesh necessary. Make me delicate and brave, make shelter of my hands to keep polluting words from my students' gardens. Make me soil, rich with nutrient yet still dirt, or the fragile seed from which a youth may bloom. Make me accidental Monsanto hybrid food desert gift. Make me flourish, sick. 2, the colored woman. Make me a new tale so that I may leave the old one distraction and no longer be prey. Make me desert walker, skin like ash, ashy midnight water bearer, so that we chameleons may wash ourselves to glisten at dawn again. For cool, evaporating kisses of sun, better us reptile women don't boil. Make me married with equality without question for how my desert days made wrinkle of my purity to survive roadrunner men. Make me man maker, save God. 3, the Negro. Make me equal. Make me created equally. Make me incarcerated for free future. Make me calm so that I may pursue happiness. Make me calm so that I may know liberty. Make me calm so that I may know life. Make calm safe. Make me under God indivisible safe. Make me safe. Make me safe. That's a deal I would take. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if we're a year into the pandemic and I don't know if I'll get used to like silent clapping in a performance, but I have gratitude for the togetherness. Either way, I'm really, yeah. Thank you guys for being present. All right, so this is what in the slam community sometimes we call new shit, kind of. I wrote it a while ago, never really read it. So this was commissioned recently for the reader. It's called Make the Order. This rank is holy. I can baptize myself with each cloak of the heavens, royal blue Huntsville flight suit, custom patches, commander, like a title given to me by men, or God, or men who think they're gods, but men will never be gods, even if martial men make mistake of themselves for masters. Compliance does not concede permission, rights, or privilege. Their hands cannot control these heavens, though they try. I have landed safely now, stationed bravely in the mission, in the I own this crater, in the respect my rank, private, in the ask me first, in the I know this. Now, I tell my students they can call me commander. It's an excuse to have soft conversations about gender identity, chosen names, self-assurance, and fighting imposter syndrome. It didn't start that way, but turned out to be the answer to no miss, please. No Ms., please. No Mr., please. Commander. This rank was earned after suborned and sanctioned. I have made myself from the push-ups and exercise in not drowning under the weight of the institution's compulsory components, G-force spin in this royal blue Huntsville flight suit, custom patches, say, Commander. I know this is cosplay. It didn't start that way, but turned out to be the answer. I know that these rank pips and embroidered letters and heat embossed wings are merely things I design and make to order. No one makes ceremony or appointment or offers me purple hearts for my PTSD. Is it so different when requesting Social Security remove a husband's or father's or slave master's surname so that your documents are no longer branded? Or when you ask for the police report to read assault instead of simple battery? Sign the paperwork, make the order. Thank you.
I was hanging. I was like, I'm waiting. My mouth is like waiting for more. That was wonderful. Thank you, Mose. I took notes. I tried to keep up. Y'all know I write slow. But this was my favorite line from the first one. Make me a new tail so I can use the other one as a distraction. So I will no longer be the prey. I know I paraphrased, but that was awesome. I was like, boom, right? And then remove the surname so that my identity is no longer branded. Help me out with that line, Mose. Go ahead and say it. Because I just butchered that. But you know what I'm talking about. Go ahead, Mose. Let us know.
It's, wait, what line? That was surname. When requesting Social Security, remove a husband's or father's or slave master's surname so that your documents are no longer branded.
Documents are no longer branded. That somebody having been married twice and had that right there. Thank you guys so much. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun. I hope you all have enjoyed the space. I hope that you felt welcome and loved and all of the good things. I am so happy that you all chose to hang with us today. Now, Surviving the Mic does this every month, not in this space, but in our space. We have Surviving the Mic open mic night. We have it once a month on the fourth Saturday of every month, and it is from 3 to 5. And we would love it if you were to come. Our next feature will be Aisha Montgomery, and she is a great poet, writer, author, all of the things, and she will be our feature. But as always, we do have an open mic. So if you want to come and speak, sing, sign, do anything with words or sounds, we are here for it. Come and express. Guidelines and rules are similar to tonight, so you already know the process. Please check out Surviving the Mic's Facebook page or survivingthemic.org. And Anya has put it in the chat, so I can stop talking about that. Okay. So please come out to our next Surviving the Mic next Saturday, 3 to 5. It's virtual, so you don't have to actually go anywhere unless your computer is in another room. All right. Thank you so much to the network. And I just to Ray, I just had her name. And Lord, it's late.
Please.
Tere. Thank you, Tere. I'm so sorry. Tere Zorich. For putting together this conference and inviting us to participate. Remember, survivingthemic.org, Instagram.com, Surviving the Mic, Facebook, Surviving the Mic, Twitter, Surviving the Mic, Surviving the Mic. So it's comments in the comments. You can catch me at Chanel everywhere. I think they put all of that in the comments. And thank you so very much for coming. We really enjoyed it. And thank you for letting us provide this space, for providing a space for us to provide the space for survivors and people to speak their truth and everything. So thank you.
I just want to quickly thank, I'm not sure if it's Kale or Kale, for holding space, because hearing lots of stories aloud, but being ready and willing and wanting to be a emotional space if somebody needed them. I just wanted to thank them for that.
Definitely. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you all. And it's Kale. Thank you.
Kale. Excellent. Now we know.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
See ya. And as always, much love to everybody here. Have good weekends. Bye. Have good weeks. See you guys on the other side.